MMA Boxing Talk here, coming at you with another video. I just wanted to make a quick video. I've seen a couple reports out, rumors that GSP, George St-Pierre, is going to be making a big announcement very soon, which I'm guessing is going to be his announcement that he's returning to fight again in the UFC, which is really huge for the UFC. I mean, this guy, he's a huge star. He's one of the biggest pay-per-view stars in the company's history. On some of the biggest pay-per-view events of all time in the UFC. So that's really huge. It's also huge because that welterweight division, the 170-pound division, it's an alright division. It's got some good fighters, there's no doubt. But the thing is Robbie Lawler just beat Roy McDonald and Carlos Condit. Carlos Condit, that was a bit of a controversial fight, but he won't be fighting him anytime soon unless they do a rematch, but who knows. If GSP comes back, you can forget about that rematch, because he'll be fighting Robbie Lawler for the belt. They've never fought. GSP's basically wiped out this whole division, other than, say, Rory McDonald and Robbie Lawler. But he beat Hendricks, he beat Carlos Condit, and, he this is a guy that I think could beat Robbie Lawler. As much as I love Robbie Lawler, I just think GSP poses so many different problems for Robbie Lawler. He's not just going to stand there and strike with him like Roy McDonald did with Lawler and like Carlos Condit did with Lawler. GSP is going to make this as a tough fight for Robbie Lawler. You know what I mean? He's not going to fight his fight. He's going to take him down. He's going to grind him out. He'll strike with him a bit too, but he won't have the whole fight on the feet. GSP will dictate that and bring him down, I really do believe. Now, I would assume that he'll be fighting for a title as soon as he comes back. This guy, I think he's only 34. He took about 2 years off. And now this is a guy that really needed that time off. He had been fighting for a long time. He had pulled out of some fights due to injuries, leading up to 2013. And this guy just had been through the ringer, you know what I mean? Like, he had second most title defenses in UFC history. He's got 9. He's beat the who's who in UFC. That 170-pound division's always been a very strong division. It's not as strong as it once was, even though it's still all right. GSP's beaten guys like, to start off, his 9. I'll just name you his title defenses. He took the belt from Matt Hughes. Had beat Matt Serra in a rematch to defend his title. John Fitch, B.J. Penn, Thiago Alves, Dan Hardy, Josh Koscheck, Jake Shields, Carlos Condit, Nick Diaz, and Johnny Hendricks. That was his most recent fight, November 2013. I think he was 32, so now he's about 34. His last fight was controversial. Johnny Hendricks had a close fight with him. That's a lot of people do believe Johnny Hendricks won that fight. It was close. I would definitely have to give it to George St-Pierre, because I don't think Johnny didn't do quite enough to take GSP's title from him, even though it was a close fight. Usually the close fights go to the champion. So a lot of people too were really focusing on how cut GSP's face was, but this is a guy that gets cut in all of his fights. It's not a big surprise. Kind of like a Rocky Marciano, always getting cut. But anyway, it's huge news that he's coming back. He's really going to spice up the UFC. A huge pay-per-view star. He's got a lot of fans all over the world, and he could take the belt from Lawler if he fights him. That's a tough fight for Lawler. But anyway, just wanted to point out I saw basically it was a tweet from some Quebec radio station in Montreal, and basically I think they were leaking it and saying that he has a big announcement that he's going to be making very soon. So just wanted to put out a little video about that. Awesome news for the UFC. That's it for this video. If you liked the video, subscribe. If you got anything to add, put it in the comment section below. That's it for this video. MMA Boxing Talk. Peace.